It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones. Bro.
Hey, it's showtime. What's happening, everybody? It is Geno Jones Showtime. So I'm coming to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out in Los Angeles, 1:30 out in Hawaii. Boy, Maui sounds real good right about now. Lucky devil. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show channel right here on YouTube. Subscribe, share, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. So I've got a guest for those who've ever dreamed of wanting to be in the entertainment business, not on stage or in front of the camera, like on mic, but behind the scenes. Like the folks, you know, when you buy your tickets to go to a concert or a comedy show or a festival, you ever think about who actually is putting that together? Who is paying the artists and who pays for the venues and the all of that? Well, I got an expert. He has a booking agency. He's a promoter, so he'll kind of tell you all about the business. Because, you know, we always salute black-owned businesses. As a matter of fact, you might have heard him at the beginning of the show, like testing his mic, but his mic is working good. So he's muted now, but we're going to bring him on camera in a little bit. But first, so I had to change up my monologue. So about not even 2 hours ago, so I got wind of something. So this guy named Alex Jones. Now, most people don't know who this person is, unless you are like part of the MAGA cult. So let me explain to you who Alex Jones is. He is a conspiracy theorist. So he has a media platform, InfoWars, and he's been doing this show on social media, puts the stuff up on YouTube. So you probably, if you did a search on YouTube, you'd probably find Alex Jones and InfoWars. So basically, the dude is a liar, and he spreads and perpetrates lies. So why is Alex Jones important, and why am I starting off the monologue of my show? Now, no relation, please understand. There's no relation. Geno Jones in no way is related to Alex Jones, and if I was, I'd disown his ass. I'm going to tell you why. So Alex Jones has, for years, been spreading lies. So do you remember the Sandy Hook massacre? Sandy Hook was like an elementary school in Connecticut. And in 2012, 20 children, 20 babies, like all first graders, 20 of them, 6 and 7-year-olds, they were murdered inside the school, some inside their classroom. 20 babies were murdered at the Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut, 2012. 20 babies, 6 adults, teachers, and others. So for some reason, Alex Jones, or really just for profit and hate, and just to kind of spread just chaos and wanting to create and spread anarchy and in the guise of, well, people want to take away our freedom, and they don't want us to be free to say what we want to say, and they want to take away our first right amendment. I should say your First Amendment right, not your first right amendment. They want to take away our First Amendment right. So there's something called freedom of speech, yes, but you don't have a freedom to lie. Now, you can lie, but please understand that there can be consequences for your lie. So for years, Alex Jones got away with lying. And the insidious, inhumane, devious, evil part of this lie. Not to mention that he knew it was a lie. But he would say that the children, these 20 babies, 6 and 7-year-old babies that were slaughtered inside their school, some inside their classroom, and their teachers and other people that work at the school. Those 20 babies that were murdered really weren't murdered. They were actors. And the adults and the parents, they weren't the real parents. They were actors. And they were doing that because the powers that be and the Democrats, they want to take away your guns. So they want to just create a situation where people say, oh my God, these 20 babies were murdered. So we should really have stronger gun control laws because they want to take away your freedoms. They want to take away your freedom of speech, and they want to take away your Second Amendment right here. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't cut my ringer off. So, live TV, that's the great thing about live television. Stuff like that happens. So anyway, Alex Jones, for years, on his InfoWars show and on his website, social media platforms, on YouTube, he continued to spread this lie that those 20 babies that were slaughtered inside their school at Sandy Hook Elementary School, they weren't really murdered. They were actors, and their parents who were grieving were actors. And he said it, and he knew it was a lie. Can you imagine if you have a 6 or 7-year-old child and you sent your child to school that morning thinking that one of the safest places that your child could be is inside his or her school, in their classroom. And then you got a call later in the day and you found out that your baby, your 6-year-old first grader, or maybe 7-year-old, or 5-year-old, was murdered, slaughtered, gunned down with an assault-style weapon by some deranged person. And your child was murdered, and then some jackass, some fool who made as much, I think I heard he was making up to, at the height of his InfoWars popularity, was making like $180 million a year. Now, I've been doing the Geno Jones Show on this YouTube platform for 2 years. I'm not making anywhere near $180 million, but I will. But I won't make it by spreading lies about innocent babies that were slaughtered in their school and profiting off the pain of their parents. And that's what Alex Jones did for years, and nobody held him accountable. Nobody. Well, I guess you can't say. The FCC really doesn't regulate the internet, social media, YouTube. So technically, by law, he could get away with saying this and not have to worry about his broadcast license being taken away. Because the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, that is the governmental body, federal organization and agency that regulates regular broadcast airwaves. But the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, does not control the internet, YouTube, websites, social media. So this dude knew it, and he continued to spread this vicious, malicious, evil, satanic, demonic lie, profiting off the pain of these parents and the slaughter of these babies in their school. But karma is real. You hear me from time to time always talk about karma. Whatever energy that, and we all are, as humans, we all produce some type of energy. When you hear people talking about spirit, their spirit, your spirit is energy. You can't see it, but you can feel it. Some people, when they walk in a room, the energy shifts. It's like the room gets lighter and you feel good and you're not anxious and you're happy. And there's some people that walk in a room and it's like a full solar eclipse on a sunny day. You get anxious, you can feel the anxiety, the tension, the stress, the nerves, and not in your stomach or in your chest or in wherever. And it's like the room gets dark. So karma is the energy that you send out into the world. And this is one of the truest things you'll ever hear me or anybody say. The energy you send out into the world, eventually it's going to come back to you, good or bad.
Mom,
Good or
how you
good
make a
or
call?
bad.
What's
Good
the
or
code?
bad. I think that's my guess. Hold on, guess. I can hear you. Mute your mic for me, okay? And then we'll bring you on camera. So the energy that you send out into the world, you attract back, good or bad. That's why I always try to send good vibes. And I speak the truth. Now, sometimes the truth can be negative, but I do not spread and send out lies. I'm very careful about the energy that I send into the universe because I know that energy is going to come back. People call it karma. Some people believe in it. You don't have to believe in it. But I guarantee you, if you live long enough, the energy that you send out to the world, good or bad, one day it's going to return to its original source. And you'll be like, if it's bad, you'll be like, damn, wow, I can't believe that happened. You'll find God if you don't believe in God. Oh, Lord, oh, Jesus, oh, if you could just, I can't believe this happened to me. Well, today, Alex Jones is probably saying, because a court ruled today that Alex Jones had to pay the family of those 20 murdered babies. I don't know all 20, but I know there's several of the parents sued Alex Jones. Actually, he was sued, and there was a case, like a libel, I believe, I'm not a lawyer. But anyway, they basically sued him for spreading a lie that they knew was a malicious lie. So in August, in a Texas court, a jury awarded these family members of these murdered children nearly $50 million. Now you're saying, wow, that's a lot of money. But if the guy was making $180 million a year and he had been doing this for a while, he probably got a lot of money. Well, he was ordered, a jury came back with a verdict, a ruling, I should say, because this was a civil trial, not a criminal trial. So a judge, a jury ruled that Alex Jones is ordered to pay the family of these children that were murdered at the Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut back in 2012. $965 million. So I'm not a math major, but 965 million plus 50 million, that's $1 billion. So Alex Jones may have a lot of money, but I bet you he don't have $1 billion. And if he does, I'm gonna need you to run that billion. Let me correct that. I'm gonna need you to run that $1 billion to the family
Hello?
of those murdered children.
Yeah, I just wanted
Stand
to tell
by,
you I
guest.
wanted
Hold on,
to
guest.
maybe be on
Mute
the
your
show,
mic
so
for
you
me,
can
because I
catch
can
it.
hear you on. I can hear you on camera. My guess is he can't see me right now, so I'm just letting him know that we can hear him talking on the phone. I'm excited to get him on the show. So Alex Jones was ordered to pay the family of these murdered babies $1 billion. $1 billion. Now, I heard him complaining and saying, well, they want to take away our freedom. No, nobody wants to take away your freedom. You have freedom. You have freedom of speech. But you are not free from the consequences of your speech and your actions. The First Amendment doesn't say that you are free from consequences. It says you have freedom of speech. Really, they're referring to the government. But you don't have the freedom to go into a crowded movie theater and yell fire. You don't have, without consequences, you don't have the freedom to get on an airplane and say that you got a bomb and not have one, and there not be consequences. But for years, you spread this malicious, evil, painful lie. And at these families that are grieving, I can't imagine, it's got to be probably the worst pain. It's probably got to be even more painful than losing a parent. Because we understand life, there's a life cycle. And we understand that eventually we are supposed to bury our parents. The natural order of life is not for parents to have to bury their children. It is not natural at all for a parent to have to bury a 6-year-old or 7-year-old child because they were slaughtered inside their school. And for somebody to profit off of spreading that lie when you knew it was a lie, and he was forced to admit it in open court. Karma caught up with Alex Jones today. And the price tag on that karma is $1 billion with a B dollars. So the moral of that story, be careful, be very careful of the energy that you send out into the universe. Because please know and understand that the energy that you put out into the world is eventually, one day, it's going to return to its original source. So if you are the source of chaos and confusion and hatred and just evil, that energy is going to come back home. It's going to come back to where it came from. It's going to return to you in some form. You may not know what form or how or when. And then the really scary part, because sometimes the karma, it might miss you. It might skip and bounce. And that karma might be reaped by somebody innocent that you really love and care about. Be careful. Be careful of the energy you send out to the universe. So let me say this. Happy heavenly birthday. Let me shift gears. Happy heavenly birthday to, he's a comedian. He was a comedian. He was one of the greatest and pioneering, groundbreaking comedians in the 60s, at the height of his powers, at the peak of his popularity. He got away from doing comedy, became a civil rights activist. He was an author. He was a businessman. The whole, if I say the words, the Bahamian diet, you probably know what I'm talking about, but you may not. Happy heavenly birthday to Dick Gregory. He was born on this day in 1932, so he would have been 90 years old. A great man, Dick Gregory. Happy heavenly birthday. So, like I said, I'm going to bring on my guest now. You've probably heard him talking in the background because he didn't get a chance to mute his mic. He's excited to come on. I'm excited to have him on. You know, I always do a feature support black-owned businesses, because if we in the culture in our community, if we don't support black-owned businesses, nobody else will. So this man has his own company. As a matter of fact, he has a booking agency. He is a promoter. So he's worked with some of the biggest artists, like way back in the day, if you remember song, Last Night a DJ Saved My Life. He will tell you the story about when he worked with that group. And he's promoted shows. I've worked with him hosting some of his events. So he's just going to kind of give you the ABCs real quick about what it's like to be in the entertainment industry, not on stage or in front of the camera, but behind the scenes. The person that puts it all together. So when you buy your tickets to go see Mary J. Blige, or this weekend we got a huge event. There's a legendary high school, historically black high school, Burke High School. And they have an incredible alumni. They're having a big alumni weekend, Friday, all weekend long here. You got Friday night. They've got KRS-One. Man, my man Chris, KRS-One live on stage. Man, I haven't seen him in decades. Case, comedian Doodoo Brown. And then Saturday night you got Dougie Fresh. You got Rakim. Did y'all hear what I said? They got Rakim live. They got Roxanne Shante. They got Sweet Tea. And they got Chub Rock. And then Sunday they got a big tailgate competition party with my girl Lacey, Southern Soul Superstar, live here at a venue called the Jenkins Institute here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro, North Charleston to be exact. So he didn't put this event together, but he's done huge events. So let me bring him on camera. And like I see, you probably heard him already because he was amped and excited. Now you can unmute your mic.
What's up,
Ladies
man?
and gentlemen, let me
Going,
welcome
Geno?
my man Ben Johnson to the show. Brother Ben, welcome.
Yes, sir. Nice to be. Hey, I'm sorry about the mic, man.
It's okay.
I'll be
Hey,
doing all kinds of things, running my mouth.
it's all
What I mean?
good,
How's
man.
it going, man?
It's all good. At least you didn't spill any state secrets. You wouldn't, you didn't cuss nobody out, so you all good.
Yeah, I'm in the house. I'm like, oh, well, I gotta know. I'm on this show. I gotta know. I'm in there. But yeah, great show, man. I tell you, man, you gotta keep that positive energy. You put out the wrong thing, you're gonna get it back first of all. But yeah, In Deep was a group, one of the first groups I ever worked with. Matter of fact, I was
Now let's
okay. I'm gonna have to
wait. Let's
say,
set it up. Let me set it up for the viewers. So,
okay,
the song I was telling you about last night, a DJ saved my life. It is still like a club classic, a club banger. Well, this brother right here, he was like the man that was you managing. So, you could share that story, and then tell us your journey, how you became you got your booking agency, and you promoted many huge shows. So just kind of give us the story how how you got to that position, and just some of the you know the ABCs of what it takes to put on these great shows that people go to see their favorite artists, and they buy tickets, but they never think about all the things that it takes to put one of those events on.
right. Well, as far as the song last night, DJ Saved My Life, that was done in the '80s by a group called Indeed. So I kind of ran into them because my sister's then ex-husband used to work for a label at the time. It was called Sound of New York Records. So that's where I met the the Gene Griffin, who was the first Suge Knight, and he gave me a job of managing this act. So I was like 19 years old at the time, and I really didn't know a whole lot. And I'll
Right
tell you
now,
something about that song.
so Ben, let me jump in. For those who don't know, explain. I know, but for those who may not really be versed in the entertainment industry, let everybody know who Gene Griffin is, because when you give his background, people will be, oh, that's the dude that put them together.
Yeah. Well, me and Gino, that Gene was the first Suge Knight of the bit. Well, actually, it was Dick 50, but Gene was the guy. He was the executive producer of the label. Him and his wife Carol had owned the label, and they had gave me the opportunity to work with Indeed. And so we traveled over. Well, they actually had this one basic hit record, and I'll tell you a little secret about that. There was a rap on that song where a guy's name was Michael Cleveland that said, it's not a problem that I can't fix because I can do it in the mix. Well, he was actually a white guy. And when we used to go around, it was shocking to people that this was the guy that did that rap on the song, and he was actually a white guy. So I went from there, and on the journey, I worked for Scott Folks with the Face Records for about 3 years. I pushed groups like Outkast, the young, very young Usher, um, things like that. And then I went on to managing. I managed a few artists. Some did good, some didn't. I worked with Epic Records. I worked with James M. Toomey, who was a great friend of mine. Rest in peace, James.
Yes.
Um, also, I from there I kind of got tired of it. I kind of stopped for a few years actually, and for some reason I don't know if it was that I missed it or whatever, but I kind of fell back into it as far as promoting and I'll leave one act out, but I fell back into it when I partnered up with a guy by the name of KD, who is a producer of the group Soulful Connection. So they kind of got me back into it, and I went from there to a friend of mine by the name of Mike Jameson, who said, then you need to join our talent agency. So right now, I'm an agent with Lexium Entertainment, which is out of Atlanta, Georgia. It's called Lexium, Lexium, and you can find me B Johnson at Lexium, Lexium Entertainment.com. So, and when anybody who wants to do a show, we're gonna talk something about that.
So,
Anybody does.
go ahead, finish your thought. I just want to share something with the viewers.
No, go ahead, sir. After you.
So, now you talked about how you work with a guy named Gene Griffin. Now, for those out
Yes.
there who say, that name, it kind of rings a bell, but who is the dude? So, when you look at Guy's original album, where you had Teddy Riley and Damon Hall, and actually before Aaron got in the group, there was another Timmy Gatlin, and then
Jimmy Gatlin.
eventually it was Teddy Riley, Aaron Hall, the lead singer, and his brother Damian Hall. Well, Gene Griffin was like their manager. He was the man that really, you know, helped put them. Teddy was the musical genius, but Gene was the business and hooked that whole thing up, and then really introduced him. You know, I don't know the exact, but I know he was for a while. He was their manager. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Ben, but I know you know his history.
Yeah, he was their manager. He was also Teddy's godfather,
Right.
and pretty mean guy. I have one memory. I remember when I'd always hear stories about him being really, mean with people, and what we used to call attitudes. Um, we flew to London on the Concorde years ago to do a song with the artist called Boy George. Um, he had a single called "Don't Take My Love on a Trip," and when we got there, he absolutely didn't get along with anybody. I mean, he's like the guy say this. If anybody remember like what Puffy did as far as the making of the band, making people walk across the bridge, he was a guy like that. I mean, he really was, and he had a real bad reputation in the music business. I can say that now because you know I have nothing to fear. But back then, you would never say anything like that about Mr. Griffin. But I will say he taught me a lot about the music business. He was one of my mentors. Um, and I think that without him giving me that opportunity so many years ago, I don't think I would be doing this today.
So I guess it's safe to say he taught you what to and not to do.
His way, he taught me to do and to keep doing. So it was no let up in that. He was a by any means necessary guy. I've heard people, I heard the walls rumble at times with when people went in there, and so I mean, it was an experience I'll
I got you.
never forget
So listen, the if you we got about 2 minutes left before I lose your live shot. So I want you to explain to anybody that's watching right now and they've ever dreamed about, because a lot of times everybody, oh, I want to be a promoter. You know, they'll get that tax refund check or get a little money, a little bonus. Oh man, I want to bring a concert. So could you give us like I want you to give me like an elevator pitch. We got a little less than 2 minutes. Uh, what it takes, the things that they need to know in terms of being a booking artist or just being a promoter and bringing artists and major shows or festivals, because it's not as easy as a lot of people think it is.
that. No, it's not. But I would say to start off small. You don't want to jump into it trying to do something major. Find a venue, and one of the things you want to know is the capacity of a venue. How much people does it hold? Once you got that, and you can put a price on it, and then you can find somebody like me, and I'll put you with an artist that will fit the capacity, fit the venue, take care of your budget, and I may even give you a host like Geno Jones. So we consult our clients with that's in their best interest for them to come out on top. And everyone, I'll just say this: and when you do your promoting, sometimes it works out good, sometimes it's not. So it doesn't. So the real promoter is the guy is a risk taker that knows his numbers, that does his homework, and knows the capacity.
Right,
Anything
because
else you want to know?
finish your thought. Finish your thought.
Yeah. So who knows the capacity and knows how to put numbers together to where they can gain a profit. And we're here to help that happen for everybody. We're a global company. We can get any artist you name, past, present, even some coming up in the future you may not have heard of yet. So yeah, so we just capacity, venue, artists, all of that has to be well balanced in order.
And, and we just want to share some tips. Like, look, don't take your like tax refund check when you know that you got some other bills. Don't use your rent money to try to be no concert promoter or show promoter. Understand that there's things like insurance, venues have insurance. The artists, in most cases, they have to get either a portion, like a partial payment, half or all of it up front, and then you have to by media to promote the event, radio and TV. So like I said, the promoter is the last one to like see his or her money. Because the promoter got to pay everybody else before he or she can get their money back. So this would you say that's some good wisdom to pass on to those would-be promoters out there?
Very accurate. That's why the saying goes, start small and grow big. Because when you start small, all those things has to be well balanced and put into that. It could be something you will be able to handle. And as you grow and get bigger, your shows will get bigger, and then your venues will get bigger, and then you'll understand it as you go. So my advice is start off small and then get big.
It's good advice. So listen, if you want to learn more about the entertainment industry in terms of being a promoter, or if you want to learn how to book artists, or maybe work for a booking agency, like Ben, or if you're an artist out there and you're looking for representation, Ben, get everybody your social media contacts and all the information. And if you got a website or your social media platforms where they can contact you or get some more information, helpful information about this business.
Right. Yeah. You can catch me at Lexium Entertainment. That's B Johnson. That's BJohnson at Lexium, Lexiu. I'm sorry, everybody got that. Lexium B
Yeah.
Johnson
Give us that
at
Lexium.
Lexium.
Spell that again. That kind of dropped out. Give us that again.
Right. Lexium.
There we go.
LexiumEntertainment.com. B Johnson at LexiumEntertainment.com.
And we can follow you on social media, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. What's your handles?
It's all Ben Johnson. Ben with two N's. Facebook. Um, my Instagram is one of our other business, which is Corporate Limousine at Instagram, and also our TikTok is Ben Johnson. So you could look, but the best way to really contact me is B Johnson at Lexium Entertainment. All your questions we answered there. We answer all of our emails. Even if you have a question, we're more than happy to help.
That's my dude right there, Ben Johnson. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on. Have a great day, and then we'll see each other and we'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me, man. We'll get together.
Thanks for being
Peace.
on the show. That's my dude right there, Ben Johnson. Wise brother. Hey, listen, thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. And God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show on the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. And I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast, 1:30 p.m. in Hawaii. I want to shout out everybody, folks watching watching me live in the chat room. My chat room is on fire. Shout out to my man Groove Master Dre. Shout out to my #1 fan. That's my mother, Mary Dixon, and my executive producer. Thank you, Mother. You know I love you more than life itself. And everybody else that is in the chat room and watching me live, I really appreciate it. So you can watch me live, like I said, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. And if you miss me live, don't worry. You don't have to miss me altogether. Just go to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel and binge watch like you're watching Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime. Pop some popcorn. Get your favorite beverage. Who needs Netflix when you got the Geno Jones Show, the Geno Jones YouTube channel, the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel, part of the Geno Jones Network. How about that? All right, the next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, live. My guest, do you remember a group from like the late 80s and 90s? Ready for the World. Their lead singer, brother named Melvin Riley. So he is doing a solo thing now. He's a solo artist, and he's got a brand new song and a brand new video. And I saw the video. I love the video. I love the song. I think you're going to love the storyline and the plot of the video. Melvin Riley from Ready for the World, the lead singer for Ready for the World. Remember that song way back in the day in the 80s? Oh, oh, Sheila, oh, Sheila, and so many other, but that was like probably their biggest single. Oh, I'm going to ask him, who is Sheila? And, you seen Sheila lately. Y'all still talking. What's going on with Sheila? You made a song about Sheila must have, woohoo, yeah, that part. Sheila must have when you make a song about it and say, oh, Sheila. So we're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, live, the Geno Jones Show with special guest Melvin Riley from Ready for the World. Until then, as always, be blessed. Pray for peace. Be careful with that karma. Remember, the energy that you put out into the world is coming back to you. So send out good energy, positive vibes if you can. Or just don't send no energy out at all. Just sit on your hands. Keep your mouth shut. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.